The Chronicles of Shadow Manor. There are places in this world that refuse to let time erase them, places where memory lingers, not as a whisper, but as a scream. Shadow Manor is one such place. Perched atop a mist-laden hill and cloaked by the skeletal embrace of dying trees, the manor casts its silhouette against a perpetually grim sky. Once the pinnacle of grandeur, it now stands a rotting relic of its own past, a place where stubborn shadows crawl across walls and the air itself seems too heavy with secrets. The tragic fate of the Averton family, Shadow Manor's last occupants, remains a mystery whispered through generations, a tale of opulence turned into madness, disappearance, and ruin. But tonight, a new figure approaches the estate, Eleanor Grayson, a determined historian drawn to uncover the truths hidden in its decaying embrace. Little does she know, this house does not like to be remembered. Eleanor steps cautiously from her car, her boots sinking into the wet, overgrown grass that has consumed what was once a grand driveway. Her breath fogs in the crisp night air as she gazes at the looming facade of the manor. Broken windows reflect faint moonlight like a dozen dead eyes watching her every move. She hesitates before pushing open the creaking iron gate, its rust flaking off like ancient skin. The closer she gets, the more alive the manor seems to become. The wind picks up, carrying with it faint, indistinct echoes, almost like laughter. The heavy wooden doors groan in protest as she pushes them open, and for the first time in decades, Shadow Manor breathes in new life. The air is thick with dampness, and the faint scent of decay flutters through the grand hall. Before her stands a sprawling staircase, its mahogany railing eroded by time. Silent portraits hang crooked on the walls, their painted eyes following her knowingly. Eleanor cannot shake the feeling that she is both the intruder and the prey. By the dim glow of her flashlight, Eleanor begins her exploration, her curiosity shrouding any fear she might have felt. With every step, she recalls the terrifying legends she has researched. Once the Avertons were the envy of society, wealthy, refined, and influential. But their fortune bred whispers of arrogance and greed. The manor became their gilded cage, hiding a family plagued by fear and distrust. Then came the night no one speaks of. In a single evening, the family vanished without a trace. Staff, friends, even the authorities, all who ventured to uncover their fate were met with silence and unanswered questions. Rumors surfaced that the family had dabbled in dark rituals, seeking unnatural power. Others believed the house itself had turned on them. But nothing was proven, and so the story faded, leaving only the shell of Shadow Manor and its unanswered question: what truly happened to the Avertons? Eleanor's exploration grows methodical as she ventures deeper into the house. Dust blankets every surface untouched for decades. Her fingers skim along forgotten furnishings, an ornate clock stopped at midnight, a faded chaise lounge marked with deep scratches. It is in the study that she finds the first tangible clue. A collection of torn letters sits in a desk drawer, their inked words bleeding as though written in desperation. They speak of an unspeakable curse, a terror that claimed the heart of the family. Another mentions a betrayal from within, though the writer's identity is unclear. Outside the study, a faint flickering catches her eye. She turns sharply, her flashlight beam quivering. For an instant, in the corner of a shattered mirror, she glimpses a shadow moving behind her. And yet when she spins around, she is alone. Her heartbeat quickens. With each passing hour, the manor's grip tightens. Eleanor becomes uncomfortably aware of the sensations crawling through its walls, a cold breath brushing her neck, the creak of floorboards behind her when no one else is there. Still, she presses on, a moth drawn to an ominous flame. In one of the children's bedrooms, she finds a dollhouse that mirrors the layout of Shadow Manor. Its tiny rooms hold replicas of furniture and tiny figures that look too lifelike. With growing unease, she notices one figure placed outside of the house, apart from the others. The doll seems to stare at her in silent accusation. The dollhouse becomes her map, guiding her to another room, a hidden study cloaked behind a sliding wall panel. Here lies a treasure trove of revelations. Dusty photographs, old books, and a journal belonging to the Averton patriarch, Desmond Averton. The journal unveils the sinister side of the Averton legacy. Desmond's entries are riddled with paranoia and fear. He details the family's desperation to protect their power at any cost and alludes to a secret pact forged with a figure not of this world. Eleanor's trembling hands turn the yellowed pages, taking in the horror of the family's descent into madness. A final entry chills her to the core. To break the curse would mean to leave ourselves defenseless against what lurks in the shadows. But to keep it, we condemn ourselves to its claws. Tonight, we decide which is worse. The journal references a part of the manor sealed off long ago. With unease rippling through her, Eleanor descends into the manor's back corridors, where dust seems even thicker and the air colder. She finds it, a decaying wing blocked by rotting furniture and rusted chains. With great effort, she forces her way through. The air here is stifling, heavy with the scent of rot. Eleanor's flashlight cuts through the oppressive darkness, revealing a hallway lined with forgotten bedrooms and scattered debris. In the largest room, she finds a chest bound tightly with rope. Within it lies an artifact, a ceremonial knife, its blade etched with strange symbols, and documents detailing the Averton's deal with a shadowy entity. As Eleanor studies the documents, a chill runs down her spine. The shadows in the room stretch unnaturally, swallowing the edges of her flashlight beam. Then it appears, the figure of a woman, her translucent form both beautiful and grotesque. Her face, consumed with despair, locks eyes with Eleanor. A voice, barely a whisper, fills the room. "Leave this place, it will claim you as it did us." The figure vanishes and the room falls deathly silent. But the warnings come too late. The house is alive now, and it will not let her go so easily. An unnatural light fills the room, and Eleanor is thrust into a living memory. She sees the Averton family as they once were. The father's frenzied research, the mother's silent worry, the siblings' divided loyalties. She watches as arguments unfold, accusations fly, and in their desperation, the family lights the candles of a dark ritual. The climax is horrifying. The shadows of the room twist into clawed hands, engulfing the family one by one. Eleanor can hear their screams, feel their terror. As the vision fades, she understands. The family's attempt to break the curse only tightened its hold. Reality crashes back upon Eleanor, dragging her into the present. The manor begins to quake, its walls narrowing and doors slamming shut. The oppressive darkness grows thicker, suffocating. The house wants her as its next victim. But Eleanor recalls the apparition's warning, the family member who defied the curse. With newfound clarity, she wields the ceremonial knife, reciting the broken phrases from the journal. A blinding light consumes the room, and with a deafening roar, the grip of the house weakens just enough for Eleanor to escape. Outside, Eleanor collapses onto the wet grass, the cold air burning her lungs. The manor stands still once more, its reign of terror momentarily lulled. But as Eleanor turns back, she notices the faint glow of candlelight within the windows. It is then that she understands. Shadow Manor's curse remains unbroken. It is alive, waiting for its next victim to venture inside. And in the hushed whispers of the wind, she hears it, an ominous voice calling her name. The screen fades to black, leaving only the echo. "It's not over."